Hey everyone, welcome back to Building Flex Storefront, where we are developing an enterprise e-commerce app in Flutter. Last week we got Flutter installed and we got the project created. Today Nico and I will be integrating Firebase into the Flutter project. Hey Nico, how's it going?
Hi, Stefan. I'm good. How about you?
Pretty good, pretty good. So what is Firebase and why are we going to be using it in our project?
So, Firebase is a set of different tools. Most of them are a target toward mobile, but not only that, you have also tools for web, deployment, backend, all that kind of stuff. But we will using for our mobile app. Today, we'll try to integrate Firebase in our app, creating a project and using one of the tool. And I think that would be Crashlytics because I love to have that crash report integrated right from the beginning, so we are aware of all errors that could happen.
I'm guessing there's SDKs and things available to help us bring this in?
Yep, exactly. Firebase is maintained by Google, same as Flutter, so there is an official Flutter SDK directly available from Firebase website.
Awesome. Okay, sounds good. Let's get it going.
So for all those tools, you have a general SDK, what is called Firebase Core, I believe.
Okay.
And then you add an SDK specific to the tool you want to use. So let's do this. Here we go. So you have to install the Firebase CLI and also the global, which is the global, well, not the global, but the .CLI for Firebase as well.
Okay.
I can go back to my terminal. Here we go.
Great.
And after that, I need to install the .CLI for Firebase, which is this one. Go. Good.
Okay.
And now I can do FlutterFire configure. Okay, so we have to create the project first.
Yeah, I guess we'll create a new project for Flex Storefront specifically.
Yep, exactly.
Great.
So you go to console.firebase.google.com. So we call that Flex Storefront. Continue. Add analytics, yes. No account, I think. Default account, yes. Create project.
Okay, so this is going up to the back end, provisioning a couple resources on the server side, and actually just setting up our Firebase project. And then assuming using that CLI, we can log in to that specific project and bring it in all the API keys and everything necessary.
Yep, exactly. So I click on continue. And here I am in my project dashboard. So I can see all the Firebase products available here in the left menu.
Great.
And for each of them, there is basically nothing now, just the getting start for everyone because we haven't. It's really a blank project for now. What's interesting is we have. Oh no, we don't have that yet, but we have. Yeah, there is no apps in your project. So in that project, we will be able to have the iOS and Android app, and then you can target. You can check your iOS analytics, Android analytics.
And I see the Flutter logo there as well. I think we can set up a Flutter. I guess that's just a quick start for both iOS and Android.
Good point. I haven't I have never clicked on that button. It's relatively new. Yeah, it's relatively new, I think.
Yeah.
I won't give it a try yet because I want to see if Flutter Configure does that for us. Let's run Flutter Configure again. And now I have my Flex Storefront project available.
Perfect.
Enter. Which platform should you configure and should support? So we have Android. Oops. Yeah, okay. Android and iOS. I removed macOS and web for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does that for us. So you can see that the CLI detected that there is no Android project, there is no iOS project, so it creates one. So I guess we won't know what this Flutter button do in this video.
Probably the same thing on the back
end.
Yeah,
exactly.
Awesome.
Good.
So it looks like now we have a Firebase app ID for both the Android and the iOS versions.
Let's refresh that page. And yes, we do.
Awesome.
So the Flutter SDK for Firebase need to have credential to connect to that project. So that's also what the CLI did. If I go to my source code, I have a project named Firebase options.dart that has been created, and it contains our credential to connect to our project.
Awesome. So it set up a lot of that for us, saved us a little bit of time going back and forth between Firebase and our Flutter project.
Exactly. So I don't have, I haven't finished because you have like compilation errors. Firebase option is not known, which is normal because we haven't integrated any dependencies yet. So I guess that's what this guide will tell us to do.
Okay.
So I open it, Firebase logins. We did that, we did that, we did that. Yeah, I will add Firebase core, which is the general core Firebase SDK mentioned before. So I am adding that to my Flutter pubspec.yaml. It's here.
Great.
So now I think the compilation error disappear. And I can initialize my app directly in the main file. That's the first thing the app will do. The main file is here.
So this will initialize Firebase before even running the app, before rendering anything on screen. We're just setting up Firebase and hooking it up, I guess, to the current platform.
Exactly. Good. Let's test this thing. So I need to completely stop and recompile because I have imported a plugin, so a Firebase dependency with a native SDK in it. So I have to build that native SDK as well. That's why I'm killing the app and restart. It could take a little time. So let's examine the next step, which would be integrating Crashlytics specifically. So step 4, add Firebase plugins, depending on which Firebase product you want to use. So we will add Firebase Crashlytics. Plugin name, let's search for that plugin. I'm going to pub.dev, which is the equivalent of like NPM in JavaScript or Maven in Java Extra. So this is a dependency management for Dart.
Right.
Crashlytics. And that's not the first one. That's the second one here. Yeah. Can just use that copy paste button here and add it to my pubspec.yaml file myself. Well, we'll do that in the next step. So it failed because, So there is a singleton named service bindings, which is required for initializing certain things, including Crashlytics. So it gave me that error, but I also have the solution directly in the error message, which is nice.
Initialized, right?
Exactly. So it will just delay the app running by a few milliseconds just to make sure that everything required by the Flutter plugin is instantiated properly on the native side.
Okay.
Yep, here we go. So it works. So I guess that's a good sign. I didn't expect any print statement or log saying that initialization is successful.
Right.
You have those in the native log if I launch Xcode and check the native log, but we will directly move to the next step to integrate Crashlytics. So like I said, I can copy paste that directly in the pubspec, save, let's kill the app again, and run Flutter pub get. Here we go. And Crashlytics. Oh, I actually add the plugin name here.
So these are all the
And
possible
now,
plugins we can run from Firebase.
Exactly.
Like officially supported.
Exactly. So that's all the, yeah. It's all the Firebase products that have a native SDK. So Crashlytics here. So I'm on the getting start of Crashlytics specifically. So pub add Firebase Crashlytics. Oh, Crashlytics is also connected to Google Analytics, but I think that's, yeah, to take advantage of breadcrumb love. So it's additional, it's not required. So let's just use Crashlytics now. Configure crash handlers. So it's here. There is a bit of code to add in Crashlytics.
Okay, that's added to the main as well, and that's just gonna record any of our fatal errors specifically. But we can actually record other errors.
Oh yeah, let's implement the more general error handler.
Yeah.
This block here is a strict equivalent to this one here. Okay, so let's copy paste that. There we go. So it means that all errors happening in Flutter, like layout errors, this widget is overlapping this widget, or column layout is incorrect, or whatever, will be reported into Crashlytics.
Perfect.
We can try to generate one. What do you think?
Force an error? Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Just to make sure it's working.
Exactly. Let's just install the app again. So we have our counter app with our plus button, and we have that counter that increase. So maybe you can throw an error if the counter is superior to 10, for instance.
Yeah, so throw something in the increment counter method.
If counter superior to 10, throw error. Which is no, so it's not error, it's exception, where you can, actually provide, counter is too high. Okay, let's try that.
Great, and this time we can hot reload.
Exactly, because it is just dot code. And now I can increase my counter, and I think it won't go past 10. Or past 11, because it's superior to 10. Yeah.
But now we're getting errors in the console.
Exactly, I have that error throwing, so counter is too high. I don't have anything in Crashlytics until I do this. So I kill the app and restart it.
Okay, that's an interesting point.
Yeah, the way it works. So this is very specific to Crashlytics. When the app crashes, the app is like crashed, so obviously it counts, the process can't do something. The process is terminated, So the way Crashlytics works, you just save the error for the later use. So if the user reopens the app, on the next app start, the crash is sent to Crashlytics.
Okay, that makes sense.
So let's see if we can see that. I'm going to my Firebase console. It's in Engage. And we don't have it yet. Oh, it's Android here. So I select iOS because I'm using iOS. And so it's not a crash. It's error. It's a error report. So crash will be my app really closing in the navigator, but it's not like that. It's just a error report. So it's interesting. I don't have it here, but I have this message. So this app has one unprocessed crash. Upload one dSYM file to process them. So this is interesting. It has received something. So for me, the integration is correct. Crashlytics has receive a crash. However, it's not able to process it because it needs that dSYM file. And this is a symbolication file. So when you compile your app, the code is compiled. So what is sent in the crash report is compiled code, is bytecode with the bytecode line and symbol and everything. So that dSYM file is a correlation between the compiled code and your code.
Okay.
So Crashlytics can present you the stack trace with your method name, your file, your line number, so you can retrieve where they were thrown. So let's see if we can send that file to Crashlytics.
There's under the get readable crash reports on the left.
Get readable crash report.
Yeah. There's a Flutter documentation if you click Flutter. And then
I click on Flutter here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. I'm wondering if this shows the folder that contains the symbol files.
Yeah, so I was looking for the value of that file to upload it manually, but it won't happen. Oh, wait. Oh, we have something here.
In the archive.
Archive, dSYM. Yep.
That's after building an archive. Do we get that archive from running?
I think so. So, Flex Storefront, build. Runner. Oh, here we go. Look at that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so let's upload that file to Crashlytics. Yeah, it requires a zip file. Oh, I need to use upload symbols. It doesn't take it manually. So yeah, let's upload that symbol.
It'd definitely be interesting to see that error or that exception, or what did we throw? Yeah, throw an exception.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see it.
Let's try it. Symbol is here. Okay, so I can do upload symbol and then copy paste the GSP. There we go, and then the file here. Okay. So it's not exactly that value.
Right. We found it somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks like it's that value if you actually are building an archive.
Yes, correct. Or building in Xcode. I know that the build folder is different if you build from the Flutter build command or if you build with Xcode.
Right.
So this is in iOS. Oh, so one step further, build iOS debug, and
there it is.
Yeah, here. Yay!
Yes. All right.
So we'll see if it's better. Let's refresh it.
Do we have any? We don't have any other additional ones here.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So try to refresh again. It could just be timing.
Oh God. Okay, good news.
Just a little delay.
Yep. So if I go to my dashboard, hey, look at that.
Look at this.
Crash.
There we go. So we have our crash.
And
increment
we
counter.
Have the method. And we have the error message. And that's it.
That's great. So now we can actually log any exceptions that we write ourselves. And you're also saying that Crashlytics will if there's a fatal error native to Flutter or something that's happening, it will also show up here as a crash.
Yes, exactly. That's the number one use case, by the way. We don't use Crashlytics to manually throw our errors ourselves. Most of the time, they are just captured automatically.
Great.
So,
awesome.
Cool.
Okay, well, thanks for walking us through that. So now at this point, we have our Firebase initialized within the app. We've got Crashlytics hooked up through that plugin that we've added, and we're kind of good to go with Firebase. I'm assuming over the course of the next couple of videos, we'll bring in different Firebase plugins like remote config, maybe Firebase storage, things like that.
The core is here, so we can easily integrate all the tools. So let me just, before we finish the video, push my code.
Committing directly to main branch.
No.
Okay.
No. I did create a branch, integrate Firebase Crashlytics.
Oh, look at that. Doing things properly.
Exactly.
I love it. So I think that's it for this week. And I think next week we'll go over navigation. We'll get AutoRouter brought in, or kind of review some of the navigation and routing options within Flutter, and then get things going from there. Great.
Nice.
All right. Thanks very much, Nico. Talk to you later.
No problem. See you next week.
All right. Thanks for joining us this week. If you'd like to follow along with the projects, there's links to both our Discord and GitHub in the description below. See you next week.